The literary world is mourning the loss of one of its most influential voices, Mario Vargas Llosa, the renowned Peruvian novelist, journalist, and Nobel Prize-winning author, who passed away on Sunday in Lima at the age of 89. The news was confirmed through a heartfelt public statement issued by his children, Álvaro, Gonzalo, and Morgana Vargas Llosa. With his passing, the world bids farewell to a towering figure whose literary works and political convictions left a lasting impact not only in Latin America but across the globe. Mario Vargas Llosa was a man of formidable intellect and boundless creativity. Over the course of more than 6 decades, he carved out a space for himself as one of the most important writers of the 20th and 21st centuries. Born in Arequipa, Peru, in 1936, Vargas Llosa rose to fame in the 1960s during the Latin American literary boom, a period of rapid growth and global recognition for writers from the region. He stood alongside literary greats such as Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Julio Cortázar, and Carlos Fuentes, forming a generation that redefined the boundaries of storytelling and brought Latin American literature to the world stage. His debut novel, The Time of the Hero, La Ciudad y los Perros, published in 1963, was a groundbreaking work that drew upon his own experiences at the Leoncio Prado Military Academy. The book offered a raw and unflinching look at the brutal realities of military life and authority in Peru. Its publication caused considerable controversy in his home country, but it also established Vargas Llosa as a fearless and talented writer. The novel received international acclaim and won the Biblioteca Brave Prize, setting the stage for an illustrious literary career. Vargas Llosa's subsequent works only solidified his reputation. Novels such as Conversation in the Cathedral, The Greenhouse, The War of the End of the World, Aunt Julia and the Scriptwriter, and The Feast of the Goat showcased his extraordinary range, blending political analysis, philosophical reflection, and psychological depth. His writing was often marked by intricate narrative structures, vivid characters,
they were not
and
comics,
a deep concern with the moral and social issues of his time. In 2010, his lifelong contributions to literature were honored with the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Swedish Academy praised him for his cartography of structures of power and his trenchant images of the individual's resistance, revolt, and defeat. The award placed him in the company of the literary giants he had long admired and affirmed his status as one of the most important writers of his generation. Yet Vargas Llosa was more than just a novelist. He was also a deeply engaged public intellectual who brought his sharp analytical mind to the political arena. He believed that writers had a responsibility not only to entertain but to illuminate and challenge society. This belief led him to engage actively in political debates, both in his native Peru and internationally. In 1990, Vargas Llosa made headlines around the world when he ran for president of Peru. Representing a coalition of center-right parties, he advocated for free market reforms, privatization of state industries, and a return to democratic governance after years of authoritarian rule. Although he ultimately lost the election to Alberto Fujimori, his candidacy was a testament to his commitment to shaping the political future of his country. The experience also provided material for later reflections on the complex intersection of politics and literature. Following the election, Vargas Llosa increasingly spent his time abroad, acquiring Spanish citizenship and becoming a prominent voice in European and global intellectual circles. He continued to contribute political commentary through his widely syndicated column, Piedra de Toque, Touchstone, offering incisive critiques of populism, authoritarianism, and corruption, particularly in Latin America. He remained a vocal opponent of leftist regimes, such as those in Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, arguing that they stifled individual freedoms and democratic institutions. Despite his often controversial stances, Vargas Llosa remained consistent in his defense of liberal democracy and the rule of law. He was a passionate believer in the power of ideas to transform societies and often spoke out against what he saw as ideological dogmatism, on both the left and the right. His essays and speeches reflected a deep conviction that freedom of expression and pluralism were essential to human dignity and progress. Beyond his political and journalistic work, Vargas Llosa's influence extended into academia and cultural criticism. He held teaching positions at prestigious universities, including Harvard, Princeton, and the University of Oxford. His lectures and essays covered a wide array of topics, from literary theory and aesthetics to social change and history. He was a scholar as much as he was a storyteller, bringing a meticulous, almost surgical precision to both his fiction and nonfiction. Vargas Llosa's personal life was often as colorful and scrutinized as his public one. He married his first cousin, Patricia Llosa, with whom he had 3 children. After their long marriage ended, he was involved in a high-profile relationship with Spanish socialite Isabel Preisler. Despite the attention his private life sometimes garnered, he remained fiercely focused on his writing, producing novels, essays, and plays well into his later years. What made Vargas Llosa truly exceptional was his ability to transcend the boundaries between literature and life. He used his novels to explore not only the internal landscapes of his characters, but also the broader social, political, and historical forces that shaped them. His fiction was never escapist. It was grounded in reality, rooted in the often harsh truths of the human condition. Whether writing about the jungle, the slums of Lima, or the halls of power, he brought a journalist's eye for detail and a philosopher's depth of insight. Although he spent much of his later life outside Peru, the country remained at the heart of his work. His novels often grappled with Peru's tumultuous history, its political instability, its cultural diversity, and its struggle for identity. Through his writing, he helped generations of readers around the world better understand the complexities of his homeland. With his passing, the world has lost a writer of extraordinary talent, a thinker of uncommon clarity, and a voice that spoke fearlessly in defense of truth and liberty. Mario Vargas Llosa leaves behind a body of work that will continue to inspire, provoke, and challenge readers for generations to come. His novels, essays, and political commentary form a rich tapestry that chronicles not just the life of one man, but the evolution of Latin American society in the modern era. As tributes pour in from across the literary and political spectrum, it is clear that Vargas Llosa's influence was vast and enduring. His children, in announcing his death, spoke of a man devoted not only to literature, but to the pursuit of justice, truth, and freedom. In a world often mired in division and confusion, Vargas Llosa's clear, courageous voice will be sorely missed. May his legacy live on through the words he wrote, the causes he championed, and the generations of writers and thinkers he inspired. Mario Vargas Llosa may have left this world, but his spirit endures in the pages of his books and in the hearts of readers everywhere.